Why do it on TV? I didn't do it for the fame. If the process was available without the television crew attached, I would have opted for that. And I regularly joked with them that they were the devils I'd signed the deal with to get what I wanted. Producers promised to do criminal background checks, psychological tests, medical history checks, credit checks, sexual health tests, so I felt I was safe from anything going majorly wrong. The process was intense, and I was interviewed so many times before I was matched. I don't think there's a question about myself I haven't answered at least 20 times. About my upbringing, family values, political views, even down to how much do I watch TV and who did I vote for in the last election. When answering the written questionnaire about values, you say what makes you tick by answering not only about yourself, but also about how important it is that your future spouse also shares and agrees with your views. For example, I could say that I don't plan on having kids for about 5 years, but I don't mind changing that timescale if my spouse wants to have children within 2 years or not for 10. Or I could say that I'm obsessed with the gym and go as often as I can, and it's extremely important to me that my partner also enjoys exercise. There is a psychologist who goes through a lot with you to make sure that they believe that you are ready for marriage and strong enough to go on TV. The contracts you sign take about 2 hours to read, and they contain a lot on how you can't get an agent, do public social media, do interviews not arranged by them, and you would not get paid a penny for doing the show. You can't appear on TV, release a book or anything remotely fame-inducing after the show airs, and even then you need to run it past them first. They even sit down with you and go through all your social media, taking your photograph of everything and making sure all your settings are private so no one can find you. After all of this, they also explain that even if someone turns out to be the perfect scientific match for you and tick every box on the questionnaire, if they have any quality that you've set on your list of deal breakers, then they will be struck from the list of possible suitors. This point is drummed into you at every opportunity, and they push you to really think carefully about what you could not put up with in a partner. I felt that this was very conscientious of them, and I was confident that I would not be matched to someone who's outside of my criteria. There were so many checks and hurdles that even I nearly fell at the last hurdle, as I have a medical condition called ME, which can cause extreme exhaustion, but I have mine under good control, so they agreed that I was a good candidate. These checks were intense, but I found it so reassuring because I knew any partner I was put with would have been through equally a stringent examination. I have friends who have been with guys for years and then discovered that they were in serious debt or had a secret wife. I was confident that nothing like that could possibly happen to me. When discussing the possible outcomes of doing the show and it not working out with the husband, a friend of mine told me, you could win, you could not win, but you cannot lose. Producers drum it into you that it will not make you famous. You will be recognised for a couple of weeks after the show airs, maybe, but then you'll disappear into obscurity, and if you are doing it to get famous, you are in the wrong place. They look you up online too and check that you don't make a habit of applying to get on TV, although I now know that Ben had been on TV before and tried to get a modelling career. He also had an agent before the show even ended. At the time, I felt safe in the belief that I would be able to go back to my old life without hindrance almost immediately after the show finished airing, hopefully with a husband in tow.